What if I told you that the guy who helped create the online payment system you might use every day is the same guy who wants to put a city on Mars?
Sounds like a character from a sci-fi movie, right? Well, he's real, and his name is Elon Musk.
This isn't just another billionaire story.
This is the story of a man who dared to rewrite the future, blurring the line between genius and madness, and somehow convincing the world to follow along. So, grab your snacks, get comfortable, because we're about to dive deep into the chaotic, brilliant mind of Elon Musk. Born in Pretoria, South Africa, in 1971, young Elon wasn't exactly the cool kid on the block. He was a bookworm, often lost in his own world of science fiction and computers.
In fact, he was bullied so much that he ended up in the hospital once.
But while other kids were playing outside, Elon was teaching himself to code.
At the age of 12, he created and sold his first video game, a space shooter called Blaster, for about $500.
A small start, but a clear sign of the tech entrepreneur he was destined to become. He knew early on that, to be at the heart of the technological revolution, he had to get to America. After a brief stint in Canada, he finally made his way to the United States, studying physics and economics at the University of Pennsylvania. After graduating, Musk moved to Silicon Valley with dreams of changing the world in three key areas: the internet, sustainable energy, and space.
His first big venture was Zip2, a sort of online city guide for newspapers.
Think of it as an early version of Google Maps and Yelp combined. He and his brother Kimball started it with just a few $1,000s, literally sleeping in their office and showering at the local YMCA.
Their hard work paid off. In 1999, Compaq bought Zip2 for over $300 million.
Elon, still in his late 20s, walked away with a cool $22 million.
Most people would call it a day, buy an island, and retire.
But Elon Musk isn't most people.
He immediately rolled almost all of his earnings into his next big idea.
That idea was XCOM, an online financial services company.
His vision was to revolutionize banking.
At the same time, another company called Confinity, founded by Peter Thiel and Max Levchin, had a similar product called PayPal.
Instead of competing, they decided to merge.
After some intense internal power struggles, Musk was ousted as CEO while he was on vacation, but he remained the largest shareholder. When eBay bought PayPal for $1.5 billion in 2002, Musk's share netted him a massive $180 million. Now, with serious capital, he was ready to tackle his wildest dreams: space and electric cars. This is where the story gets really interesting.
With his PayPal fortune, Musk didn't just aim high, he aimed for the stars.
Literally. In 2002, he founded SpaceX with the ridiculously ambitious goal of making humanity a multiplanetary species.
His first step, trying to buy refurbished Russian intercontinental ballistic missiles to send a greenhouse to Mars.
The Russians basically laughed him out of the room. So, what did he do? He decided to build his own rockets from scratch.
People in the aerospace industry thought he was completely insane.
Building rockets is one of the hardest, most expensive things you can do. And for a while, it looked like they were right.
The first 3 launches of his Falcon 1 rocket all ended in spectacular, fiery failure. SpaceX was on the brink of bankruptcy.
His other venture, Tesla, was also burning through cash and facing production hell. It was 2008, the world was in a financial crisis, and both of his companies were about to die.
Musk later described it as the worst year of his life. But then, on its 4th attempt, the Falcon 1 finally reached orbit. It was a make-or-break moment that saved the company.
Soon after, NASA awarded SpaceX a $16 billion contract to resupply the International Space Station.
SpaceX had made it. They went on to achieve what many thought was impossible, creating reusable rockets that could land back on Earth, drastically cutting the cost of space travel.
Suddenly, the dream of a city on Mars didn't seem so far-fetched. While SpaceX was fighting for its life, Tesla, the electric car company Musk had invested in and become CEO of, was also on the verge of collapse. They were struggling to produce their first car, the Roadster, and were hemorrhaging money.
But just like with SpaceX, Musk pulled it back from the brink.
The Roadster eventually launched, and despite its high price, it proved that electric cars could be cool, fast, and desirable. The real game changer was the Model SN.
This car completely transformed the public's perception of electric vehicles and sent shockwaves through the entire auto industry.
Today, Tesla is the world's most valuable car company, and their supercharger network has made long-distance electric travel a reality.
But Musk wasn't done. He also founded SolarCity to accelerate the adoption of sustainable energy, which was later acquired by Tesla.
And then there's the Boring Company, which aims to solve city traffic with a network of underground tunnels.
And Neuralink, a company developing brain-computer interfaces that could one day help people with paralysis and, in the more distant future, merge human consciousness with AI. It's an insane portfolio of companies, all aimed at solving humanity's biggest challenges. Of course, you can't talk about Elon Musk without talking about his
Elon-ness, his unpredictable nature, his unfiltered tweets, and his public antics have made him a controversial figure.
From naming his child XA12 to buying Twitter and renaming it X, he's constantly in the headlines, and not always for the right reasons.
He works obsessively, reportedly up to 120 hours a week, and expects the same level of dedication from his employees. He's been called a visionary, a genius, a savior.
He's also been called a reckless egomaniac and a micromanager. The truth is, he's probably a bit of all of those things. His journey has been a rollercoaster of soaring triumphs and crushing failures. So, where does that leave us? As of today, Elon Musk is one of the wealthiest people on the planet, with a net worth that fluctuates but often sits in the hundreds of billions of dollars. But it's clear his motivation isn't just money. He's playing a different game, a game with planet-sized stakes.
He's a man who looked at the future described in his childhood sci-fi books and decided, why wait?
He's trying to build that future right now, in real time.
Whether you love him or hate him, you can't deny his impact. He has single-handedly accelerated the world's transition to electric vehicles and completely revolutionized the private space industry. Is he a genius?
A madman? Maybe the line between the two is thinner than we think.
Perhaps it takes a certain kind of madness to look at the impossible and see a business plan. From a bullet kid in South Africa to the man launching rockets and planning a city on Mars, Elon Musk's story is a testament to the power of relentless ambition.
He dared to rewrite the future, and whether we like it or not, we're all living in the world he's helping to build.
What do you think? Is Musk a modern-day hero or a cautionary tale?
Let me know your thoughts down in the comments.
Thanks so much for watching.
If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories about the people and ideas shaping our world. Ring that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Until next time, stay curious,